Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different for my typical videos. I am neither doing a rehearsal nor a live performance today, nor well, at least I am going to do a video quick tip, but in a little bit different format than I usually do. As you can see, today I'm sitting at my dining room table and I have some items in front of me. I am not going to do a cooking demonstration, even though it looks like I'm prepared to do that. But instead, I thought I would do my version of what some other vloggers refer to as their favorites or their month favorites or whatever. So this is my version of my February favorites, we'll call this. Other folks, when they typically when I've looked around on the internet, when people do a favorites video, they're usually talking about a particular product or products that they really like. If they're a hair vlogger or a beauty guru or whatever the case may be, and they talk about different products for those things that they make videos about. Since I make videos about using the voice, I thought that my February favorites today would be about items that I use that are work well for my voice. Okay, bad timing. As soon as I said that, my voice leaves. Let's try that again. Anyway, things that I use for my voice that I find are helpful in a few different ways, several ways actually. It is February, so of course we are right in the middle of winter time, of course, as we all know. And all year round, those of us who use our voices in a professional or semi-professional manner, who speak in front of audiences, sing in front of audiences, etc., may find that we are always working to keep our vocal cords from drying out, keeping them lubricated and not getting a hoarse voice and things like that. So that's true all year round. And I'm sure, especially if you live in some of the colder climates, that you might find that it can be even harder to maintain that when it's cold and dry out, like in the middle of winter, like it is right now. So what I thought I would share with you is a couple of items in terms of things to drink, and a couple of items in terms of things to eat that may A, not interfere with your voice in a negative way, and then B, at the same time may be helpful to your using your voice and vocal cords. So I'm going to start with things that we consume. If you've watched any of my videos in the last, maybe not any, but videos in the last couple of months or so, you might have seen me sporting this humongous, ginormous Subway container. I am not here to hawk Subway, although I think they're a great company and everything. But I wanted to show this to you because it is my latest way of making sure that I get all of my water in, my daily amounts of water. So do you have to use the Subway container? Of course not. But I have found, and I'm sure many of you have as well, found that if you keep a larger container of water with you, you can find it easier to sip on it throughout the day rather than getting glass after glass after glass to make sure you get all your water in. So the typical recommendation we've all heard, 8 cups of water a day as a ballpark. These days they say anywhere from 6 at the very minimum, but try to get at least 7, 8, or 9, sometimes more depending on your activity level. So for me, I try to get 3 of these in a day, and that equals just about a gallon of water. I start with tepid water, so I'll put cold water in the night, just before I go to bed, put it by the bed, and then when I wake up, within the first 30 minutes of being awake, I will actually pretty much down just about all this or most of it. I've heard several fitness and nutrition experts promoting the advantages of starting your day with at least 4, work up to 3 or 4 cups of water within, right after you wake up, within maybe the first 20 minutes or so. So I have been starting my day with water before I consume anything for quite a long time. But I just recently upped it to drinking this much, this much of it upon waking up. I think if I recall correctly from when I measured this holds a little over 5, just about 5.5 cups, maybe not quite 6 cups. So like I said, if I drink 3 of these, then I'm getting pretty just about close to a gallon. So that's usually my goal if I can get that done. So I'll knock that out and then fill it up with some nice cold to cool water, and then sip on that for the rest of the day, throughout the midday and all that, and then do a third one of these into the evening, and then stop drinking. I usually try to stop drinking, they recommend for digestion purposes and for you to get a good night's sleep, to stop eating and drinking 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed for the night, before you retire. So that's how I get my gallon in. There's lots of ways to do it. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a full gallon, but at least definitely try to go for, I would say, 8, 9, 10, even 10 cups, especially if you're very active and you're exercising and you're running all over the place as well. That does help. It helps with a lot of health things and issues. It helps keep your vocal cords lubricated. It helps to keep a lot of infections at bay also, because you are staying hydrated and you're flushing your system. All things that we've heard before. So that's one thing that definitely is helpful. I know a lot of people really try to work on getting their water in, and it can be sometimes a little difficult if you're not thrilled with just plain water. I love plain water. It doesn't, I have no problem drinking it. I always pretty much have. But you can certainly flavor your water. Some people will put a little bit of lime juice in it, lemon juice, even cucumbers, etc. There's things to add some natural flavor if that helps you to consume and get the water in that you need. There's a lot of water in the foods that we drink, especially fruits and vegetables and things like that. And so we're getting hydration from lots of sources. I would just highly recommend that water be the main source for the voice as well as for the rest of the body. The reason that this water is cloudy, speaking of flavoring your water, brings me to the next item I want to talk about. So there's water, and try using big containers of different kinds to get your water in. And then there's also things to flavor it with, and I specifically wanted to show this because I've been drinking combination of lemon. Throughout the day I'm drinking either lemon water or I'm drinking plain water. And for a long time I was doing either real lemons or lemon juice. And I do find lemon juice more convenient. I don't always have the time to, slice up the lemons and do all that stuff. So even though fresh lemons are always best, I wanted to share this with you because I have recently, and this is a true February favorite, I have recently switched to using organic pure lemon juice. Now, once again, I'm not here to hawk any companies. This particular lemon juice is by Santa Cruz. However, it's Santa Cruz Organic Pure Lemon Juice. But the main thing that I want to get across is that any pure lemon juice is a really good route to go for your voice. This has only the one ingredient. If you look at some of the other companies, they say that it's 100% natural or etc. But then when you look on the label, you'll see they've added ascorbic acid and they've added a few other things, and particularly a preservative to help it last longer. This has none of that in it, and so I think I feel that it's even better for us in terms of our health, keeping us healthy. Lots of us who use our voices, we're used to the idea of drinking lemon water, especially warm lemon water. Drinking tea and putting some lemon in the tea, things like that. So if you are like many of us who use our voices and you do use lemon on a fairly regular basis, and you are using lemon juice, bottled lemon juice, I should say, rather than from the actual fruit, I would strongly encourage you to consider switching to an organic, which is good, as well as 100% lemon juice with nothing else added. This particular company is pretty cool because they are, as a lot of organic companies are, they're certified organic. They give back to the environment. They're a very green company. So I think they're pretty cool. This is my first time using them. My first time using them. First time using a product by this company. And I really like it. The taste in the water, I can tell the difference. It really does taste like fresh lemons, even more so than the other bottled lemon juice, in my opinion. So I recommend that. For, again, we know that lemon can do a lot of things in terms of helping to cut down on phlegm that can build up in your throat and affect your voice. Can do a lot in terms of keeping illnesses at bay and things like that, and other like flu-like and cold-like symptoms, infections, etc. So lemon's got a lot of great qualities to it, and of course, it's a long time tradition for vocalists to have their warm lemon water, just before performing in particular, or just before speaking. So that's the second thing I want to share with you in terms of things that I drink that I find helpful for my hydration, for keeping my vocal cords lubricated, and also for keeping, like I say, hoarseness at bay. Moving on now to things that we eat. I'm not going to go through a whole spiel about what should you avoid eating when you're using your voice, and what should you eat, and etc. I may do that in another video, but you certainly can look that up. Lots of people have written and talked about that very subject, how a lot of dairy can create more mucus and phlegm in the chest and the voice, how things like I said, water and teas can help to clear that, etc. But I specifically wanted, instead of talking about that in particular, I specifically wanted to deal with things that I enjoy munching on. They're healthy snacks, so they keep me healthy and fit. It's a way for me to get my veggies in, a way for me to get more hydration, because like I said, there is water in our fruits and vegetables and in our foods. It's a healthy alternative that you can use when, and this is specifically I'm referring to, when you are going to be singing soon or speaking soon. You want to munch on something light maybe, but at the same time, you don't want to get stuff in your teeth. So you don't want to create mucus and phlegm. You don't want sugary foods, etc. So a couple of suggestions is what I have here for you. I'm all for fruits. I think, fresh fruits are wonderful, and healthy, naturally occurring fructose as opposed to the fake sweets. But even though it's fresh fruit is natural and very good for you, and I do eat fruit every day, fresh fruit, if I'm getting ready to perform and I want to eat a little something, or maybe I'm going to eat and sing in 30 minutes, and I've made sure I ate and everything. I'm not starving, but I want to munch a little something. Or maybe I want to munch a little something in the intermission or during the break. These are my go-to options, a couple of them. The first one is, of all things, a bell pepper. Yes, an actual bell pepper. People, when they talk about eating raw veggies as a snack, which is, I think, an excellent snack, and I love to snack on raw veggies. Oftentimes, it's celery, it's carrots, it's what else is it? It's broccoli. All excellent choices. The reason that I don't want to munch on that, maybe in the intermission or in my brief break between performing or speaking or teaching or whatever, is, like I said, it can get in your teeth, etc. So I like, and this is one option you may not have thought of, I like to munch on some nice crisp bell pepper, And what I do basically is I just, it has those lines, the little ridges. So I just, slice them along the ridges. And I usually will slice up the whole thing. And the seeds in the middle, I just dust out the seeds. I get rid of the little seeds in the middle, rinse that out. Finish slicing them all the way around. And then I come up with these strips. And it's good to me. So if you like bell peppers, if you've never tried them, just crunching them raw like that, I think they're delicious. They won't create phlegm as a more sugary food might. I don't think, at least in my opinion, they don't dry out your throat or anything. As a matter of fact, it's a nice way to lubricate your throat if you don't want to drink anything. You might you may want to sip a little water, but you might not want to drink too much. And just before you go on stage or go back on stage. So this can be a nice alternative also because it's got a lot of moisture in it. Typically what I'll do is after I slice them up and come up with the strips, I'll just put them in a Ziploc baggie, a sandwich baggie, and keep it in the crisper in that lower drawer, the coldest part of the refrigerator, and pull them out and it's so cold and crisp and delicious. Love it, love it, love it. So that's an option that you may not have tried or may not have thought of. So do consider that. And then the last one I want to mention in terms of eating is this is my favorite right here. Sliced cucumbers. Love them, love, love, love them. I just, get cucumbers, same thing, wash it. Of course, we don't wash your vegetables well. Wash it, slice them up into, little slices. Same thing, put them in Ziploc and keep them in the coldest part of the refrigerator, in the crisper or the back of the refrigerator. And when I want a snack, it's so delicious. Can grab them, take them on the run. Easy, portable, and same thing. It's got a lot of water in it. Doesn't create phlegm. It is lubricating as well. So those are a couple of things that I recommend and that I enjoy if you like the taste. I also specifically make a point of leaving the skin on as well because that's additional fiber too and it's very good for you. So consider that. Try that. Check it out. See how those things might work for you. And our quest to not only take care of our voices and make sure that we keep clear voices, keep mucus down and phlegm down, but also keeping illness at bay. So try those things, see how they work for you, and maybe you've got some ideas as well that you may have tried that you haven't heard other folks try that you may want to share. Feel free to do so. I welcome your comments. Give me a thumbs up, and I certainly invite you to subscribe also. And welcome to my new subscribers. So those are my February favorites. Hope it was helpful. And I will be coming back to you soon with another vocal quick tip video. Take care.